Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Good evening, devotees, dear devotees. We're going to get started on the Bhagavad Gita class this evening. We have a powerful chapter. More uh, that is, I think the title was a little bit mistake. Uh, but chapter 17, we're going to do verse 12 verse. The chapter title should be uh, I think other slides is corrected. I apologize for this slide. The division of faith, uh, divisions of the faith. That is the chapter 13. That's what we're going to discuss today. And before we get there, we would do Mangalacharan. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Ajnana Timanandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Urmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Sadanti Sadanti Swapadantikam Om Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Devamrita Swami Tanamane Prachara Purdaksham Cha Bhaktachara Pravinata Prarthata Pikaranam Shesharite Namaha Om Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tanamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Prachasta Desatarane Jai Om Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srinivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Vanchakalpatho Brasisha Kripasindubhaya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dear devotees, we'll start with the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita 10.8 to 10.11. 10.8, 10th chapter, 8th verse, Bhagavan Shri Krishna talking to Arjuna. Aham sarvasya prabhuvo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly knows this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their heart. 10.9 Machitta madgata prana bodayantasya parasparam katayantasya mam nityam dushanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another. 10.10 Tesam satatayuktanam vajatam pritapurvakam tadami buddhiyogantam yenamam upayanti te. Those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. 10.11 Tesam evanukampartam aham ajnanajam tamaha nasayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvada. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, they strive with a shining lamp of knowledge, born of darkness and ignorance. Now we'll read Kunti's prayers, 10 Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.21. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisance unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, and the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavana, and the enlivener of the cows and senses. Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 1, Canto 1, 8, chapter 22nd verse. Nama Pankajanabhaya, Nama Pankajamalane, Nama Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangaye. My respectful obeisance unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with depression like a lotus flower, who are always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, whose glance is as cool as lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. Now we'll read 5.1 Brahma Samhita. This is Lord Brahma praying to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Isvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadinadir Govinda Sarvakarna Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is supreme Godhead. He has the eternal bliss, spiritual body. He has the eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. He is the prime cause of all causes. That's the beautiful prayers. Now we'll go over a couple of slides about Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell. What it describes about is, as we see in the slide, Bhagavad Gita talks about 5 important things: Isvara, the Supreme Lord; Jiva, the living entity, you and me; and Prakriti, the material nature; Kala, the time; and Karma, the action. So Bhagavad Gita divided into 3 sections. Section 1, chapter 1 to 6 is 6 chapters. Primarily talks about Karma Yoga, how to attain bhakti through karma. And the middle 6 chapters, chapters 7 to 12, talk about pure bhakti yoga. In chapter 13 to 18, the last section of the Bhagavad Gita talks about attaining bhakti through jnana. So, and then we'll see the segue from chapter 13 to chapter 17. We'll review a few things and then go to chapter 17 and our shloka today. So, chapter 13 starts with the first question by Arjuna and answered by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, verses 1 to 2. Arjuna asked Bhagavan Sri Krishna, what is the 6 important things? The Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetram, Kshetrajnam, Jnanam, and Gyayam. And here, Arjuna asks about these things primarily because to understand Bhagavan Sri Krishna's world view through the Sankhya philosophy. So, and the Sankhya philosophy in a nutshell, this is through the Jnana Yoga. In a nutshell, this is a different, opposite, diametrically opposite to Sankhya as a science, right? Science is makes you more comfortable. The technology like this keep on coming, makes the life easier. So that actually gives you more comfort, and it controls us. Actually, Sankhya actually let go and liberates us, renounces us, and gives attachment to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And it is timeless as well as timely information. Uh, and what it does at the end, the attitude of how looking at the world changes through Sankhya Yoga. Uh, and it talks about 26 elements. First is 5 Panchamahabhutas, Bhumi, Apur, Nala, Vayur. Bhagavan Shri Krishna talks to Arjuna about that. 5 elements, and then 5 senses, acquiring senses, and then working senses, and the sense objects. These are all called 20, uh, 20 elements. And then we have four that is subtle things, the mind, intelligence, and ego, and then unmanifested 3 modes of material nature. So 3 modes of material nature, mode of goodness, mode of ignorance, and mode of passion. So we'll talk about that today more. This constitutes 24. And then 25th is the Kshetrajna, is the individual soul, and 26th is the Paramatma, super soul, present in every individual, next to every individual soul. And here, chapter 13 and 14 is a bedrock of philosophy of Sankhya, and also modes of material nature is also part of Sankhya. And in 13th chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna talks about 8 to 12, what are the knowledge, 20 process of knowledge. Out of these, 16 is the constant unalloyed devotional service to Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the key, main important knowledge. So anything outside of these 20 is not knowledge, that is ignorance. So, and then 6th is another main important thing, that is approaching a bona fide spiritual master. Through that, you would understand unalloyed devotional service to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. That is the real knowledge. Bhagavan Sri Krishna declares that here. And what is the connection in 1322 is the main verse. Purusha prakriti stohi bhungte prakriti jan gunan karana guna sangasya sadasas janmastu. This very important verse where Prabhupada translates, the living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying 3 modes of nature. This is due to his association with the material nature. Thus, he meets the good and evil among various species. That is our soul taking birth. So, from the second chapter, the soul changes the body at the end of life, just like changing from old dress to the new garments, right? And this gives the attachment and the association of two different modes of nature. Uh, if you transcend from these, that's through Krishna consciousness, and that's where you enter into Krishna consciousness. But for that to transcend, you need to have a change of that conception. How do that change comes? Prabhupada beautifully says in this purport, by hearing through authoritative sources. Just like Arjuna hearing directly from Bhagavan Shri Krishna, you need to hear this important information for us to change that perspective, cut the knot of uh, attaching to the three modes of material nature by this change. That change is the knowledge, and Prabhupada translated this conversation between Bhagavan Sri Krishna and Arjuna as it is through the Bhagavad Gita as it is book. And that's what we need to attach to get the real knowledge so that we will change our perspective. This jiva will take higher planets like demigods, lower planets like bug, aquatics, whatever change, the jiva changes from the body to body based upon our predilections. The soul, through the consciousness, through the ropes, attaches to three modes of material nature, sattva, rajas, tamo. There is more of goodness, more of passion, more of ignorance. That is the analogy in this chapter talks about. And in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam 3:25-15, here Kapila Muni, who is Bhagavan Sri Krishna's incarnation, Kapila Deva, talks to his mother Devahuti for a question. The translation here is a stage in which the consciousness of a living entity is attached by the three modes of material nature is called conditioned life. Just the slide before we talked about how the soul to the consciousness is bind to these three modes of material nature. But at the same time, the consciousness is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, then you're situated into liberation, not in a bondage. So the liberation is taking that consciousness through attaching to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So that is the essence in life. So again, Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, first chapter 8, verses 8. Here, conversation between Yudhishthira Maharaj and Narada Muni. Narada Muni explaining that when quality of goodness is prominent, the sages and demigods flourish with the help of that quality, with which they are infused and surcharged by the Supreme Lord. Similarly, when the modes of passion is prominent, the demons flourish. And when the ignorance is prominent, the akshasas and rakshasas flourish. The Supreme Person of Godhead is present in everyone's heart and fostering the reactions of sattva guna, rajas, tamo guna. So that means it's not Bhagavan Sri Krishna is making this. It is through your choice you're making Bhagavan Sri Krishna through Super Soul as Hanumanta. Uh, you're being sanctioned what you wanted based upon your karmic reactions. The Supreme Personal Godhead, Prabhupada says, the Prabhupada is not partial to anyone. So he is actually sanctioning based upon your inclination, either sattva-guna, rajaguna, or tamoguna reactions. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is just like sun. Sun rays, Prabhupada gives an analogy, falls everywhere on this globe. Falls in a filthy place, palace, a house, plants, whatever. It depends upon your soul, the individual jiva, reception to this sun, you get a benefit. Similarly, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, just like sun, his energy is all over the world. So you just have to open up, have the right proper knowledge, just like knowledge we're talking about here, Bhagavad Gita knowledge, and then open up to Bhagavan Sri Krishna's message. And the 1426 is a very important verse in the 14th chapter. Mam chaya vebhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunam samatityan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Here, Prabhupada translates, one who engages in full devotional service, to unalloyed devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the mode of material nature and thus comes to the Brahman level. And the 15th chapter elaborates Bhagavan Sri Krishna here, verses 1 to 5, describes the process of healing oneself from this weakness of heart. That is, weakness of heart is our consciousness binding to material natures. And verses 6 to 20 verses here talks about Purushottama Yoga. So if you give up the Abhyabhicharani bhakti, then automatically attach it to the matter. So how do we detach from the matter? We are all attached to the matter. How do you detach from the matter? This is Bhakti Yoga process. How do you do that? By chanting 16 rounds minimum daily, according to Prabhupada's instructions in ISKCON. But if you're new, you can start with one round, just like Tulasi bead, start on the head bead one and start chanting one. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You can also chant Panchatattva Mahamantra at the beginning of the chanting each round. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Advaita Gadadhara, Srinivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda, and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then what else you need to have? Minimum to get to the human platform, you need to have 4 regulator principles. There is no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication or whatever, or any substances that mind alters the mind. So that will get us to the human platform. From there, chant to go to Suddha Sattva platform. That is from pure goodness to pure goodness by chanting. How do you chant? When do you chant? Chant in the Brahma Muhurta. That's an hour and a half before sunrise daily. Wherever you are on this planet, 1.5 hours before sunrise. So chant